we're kind of on a roll there.
All right, now we're
These-
recording.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that for me in the future.
Chris, wake up.
Nah, it's
Huh?
cool.
Huh?
Listen, we can keep doing the cold open thing, and then when we think it's good, then I'll say like, "We are live, we are live, we are live," and then we'll.
Okay.
I like the meta. This is a good meta.
Yeah.
This is a good meta.
You know,
Well, the real
you know, our
meta
generation.
is to
Yeah.
cut out the beginning, and then
Mhm.
take a clip from the future of the podcast, and then
Yes.
put it at the beginning, and then we do the intro,
Right.
and then we
yeah.
go, and then we just do the podcast.
I would do that.
Okay,
yeah. Just scream into the mic. Oh, scream into
I gotta pitch, guys.
Screaming
I think
into the
that's a
mic
great idea,
works,
Chris.
Nick.
Yes, and to your idea. Let's now make up the most interesting thing we'll say in the podcast now.
Oh, that's good.
And
Okay,
find
yeah.
a way to get there later.
I think that's funny. Like, we'll never ever. We'll have to. Hey, this will polish our comedy chops.
Mhm.
We have to cut. We have to just say a funny little tidbit, little snippet.
Mhm.
Maybe not a full thing, but it has to be a little snippet of
Mhm.
what would possibly be in the future of a podcast, and then whether or not we
okay.
actually say that doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with Ian's thing.
They'll be
That's
out there. Yeah.
Ian, would you like to go? What's the interesting thing that happens in the podcast later that we might not get to?
Oh, sure. Actually, the chili pot was the key to everything. The chili pot is really the thing that makes this all make sense in my mind, and that's why I have to bring it back to the Tao.
No.
Let's see.
Okay.
That's where we got to work towards.
Let's try. I'll try
ancient
one.
wisdom. Go ahead.
I'll try one now.
Yeah.
For this, it would help if you guys the comedy death, but like really laugh because that's what people do in these clips. It's always them dying or something.
Sure.
This is coming from someone who watches way too many podcasts.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that what I'm gonna say is funny and I need you to laugh no matter what because I know it's funny. I don't need that ego boost, but I do know how these podcasts could go.
Okay. Give us the last word so we know right when. Oh, we
last word.
Yeah.
Last word.
And then we'll jump in with the laughter on the word. I'm gonna say
the last word is humiliation.
Okay. All right.
Well,
We're ready.
All right, ready? All right, 3, 2. No, Ian, I agree, and I do think that the creator of the Amazing World of Gumball would also agree that we have to, by all costs, to fix our societal ills and get rid of everything. Bring back horrible public humiliation.
Yes, we do. We do.
Yes.
We need to.
And we are live. We are
Yeah.
live. This is
What's up, guys?
what we got out of it. We're going to be talking about No Other Choice. And with click, like, subscribe. We have to bring that shit back again.
Yes.
Well, it's not like we were ever doing it, but we have to do it.
Yeah,
gotta.
We all decided somehow that we would like to make money off of this, maybe because we're getting older and bills are getting worse. And
Yep.
And I gotta figure out the advertising thing. But yeah, we're click, like, subscribe, comment. What do you think? Do you think public humiliation good thing, bad thing? And then
vote in the chat. Vote down there, guys.
Once for ye and once for knee. And then 3
we'll
for,
count them later.
Y'all are off your rocker, which I can attest to that. I wouldn't disagree. Knee. But we're talking about No Other Choice by oh man, I didn't load up any of this shit. I just went into the bit.
Hey, I got it. I don't even worry about it, man.
Yeah.
I got it right here. It's produced, written, and directed by Park Chan-wook.
That's right.
And this is based on a 1997 novel by Donald Westlake called The Axe.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It feels so modern, but that's probably part of the adaptation.
Yes, I would say so. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Park Chan Wook, famous for, well, he's probably famous for a lot of things, but Old Boy, the Vengeance trilogy. So, sympathy for Mr. Vengeance and Lady Vengeance is the name of the
And
game.
a long, illustrious career, certainly.
Fuck
Yes.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't mess with me. I don't think. Unless there was something I didn't see. But by Donald Westlake. Why does that sound familiar? Fucking The Axe by Donald Westlake.
He churned them out, man. He was
he's
a prolific
one of those.
writer.
Yeah, he's got like a million. He's got a
Yeah.
bunch of pseudonyms.
And he was mostly writing thrillers that were very of the moment, but the basic plot that's carried over. Hey, I guess I'm going to tell you the plot of this movie now, listener. You've been forewarned. Is a man who is so desperate to get a job that he wants that he one by one murders his competitors in the job market, essentially.
Yeah.
This movie goes a way more creative way with it, or it certainly takes its own path in a really interesting way. Yeah.
100%. Which means we can get into the
what we knew.
rising action. What did we know before going into the movie? So, Ian, it sounds like you already got some stuff to say. What did you know before going into No Other Choice by Park Chan Wook?
Before this, I had actually had somebody tell me a little bit about the movie.
Okay.
Not anything specific about the plot. What I had been told was the person who was talking about it saying how good a drama it was, talking about some of the other films he's made, such as The Handmaidens, and then talking about this movie would actually be a pretty decent B film to run with Parasite as an A film, as far as talking about capitalism eating us from the inside. Yeah. And I was like, okay, and I'm glad they didn't spoil anything, because it is a fun plot to see unravel in front of you. But I think that's a pretty good description. But that's really all I knew. Nick, what did you know going into it?
I mean, I kind of knew going in a little bit about it being an adaptation.
I didn't know that all. Yeah, okay.
I knew the director, like his previous films. I'm a huge fan of the Vengeance trilogy, and also Joint Security Area. That was like his first one. I'm sorry, that was like his third official film, but that's like his most successful before Old Boy.
Okay.
So I kind of knew in general like his style at the time. Because personally, my favorite from him was always The Handmaiden, which was like in college, which would have been the last movie I saw before this one from him. So it's interesting, like 10 years later, to see like what he's up to. But
yeah, what's my old friend Park Chan Wook doing?
What's Mr. Wook do up to?
He's been kicking around.
Oh, another movie I see. Oh, he stuck to them.
Sure good try. Yeah, it's a good try.
Very good.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, that's all. That's what I knew going in.
Okay.
Right on. What did Chris know before going in? Well, Chris knew not that much. He knew Park Chan Wook. I've seen Old Boy. That's pretty much it. I do plan to watch Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance and Lady Vengeance soon. So hopefully. But I mean, like, Old Boy kicks fucking ass. So, and that scene with him eating the octopus is one of my like most the one I always go to about like just dedication to a character. Because he was vegetarian, like at that time. When he ate that whole live octopus. The only other thing I knew about No Other Choice was this thing, and I have the rap article about it, where Neon invited. The title of the rap article by Darren DeFrank is Neon invites all Fortune 500 CEOs to a special screening of No Other Choice to face toxic culture they've created.
Ooh.
And
Now
so they
that's
invited all these. They said they were going to pay for everyone.
okay.
And I don't know if anyone showed up.
Wow.
That's the thing I want to find. Having watched this movie, I would be astounded if any Fortune 500 CEO this affected them at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
don't
directed
know.
for them. For them. It's a very heavy-handed movie, but I don't think it's.
I don't think these people possess that part of their brain.
Yes.
Conceivably, they don't feel that feeling ever.
Yeah, man. So I was very excited to watch this movie. Glad we did.
Mm-hmm.
And if we had watched it last year, just when I think it came out,
it was last year. That's right.
This probably would have been in my top movies of that year. So far, so good. We get to rank it this year. So,
Yes.
good morning for the podcast. I might stop out and get a soda at some point because I am dying here. I am trying to stay awake.
You have been warned, listener.
You have been warned. I might just fuck off for a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see.
He's gonna let me and Nick drive the car for a little bit while he takes a few sips on a cold one.
Yeah, Chris trusts me.
Yeah. He'll steer and I'll work the pedals. Yeah.
No.
Chris, just go. Go get the.
No. No. I won't do it until I only have 2 coasters. And one coaster here is holding my water. The other is a liquid IV.
I see.
And if I go get another one, I have to move something. And
something's got to give.
So I got to finish this drink. So I can go get another drink. And that way the coaster's free.
See, we got to economize. These are tough times. We got to economize, guys.
I am a sane man. This is where we are in life. Yeah.
Oh
so we watched this at home.
Yes.
And or at least me and Nick did. It was very limited in theaters.
Yeah, I was kind of sad that we didn't get a chance to see it in theaters, but I'm so grateful that we got to see this movie. Not to give away too much at once. I liked it. I liked it a whole lot.
I liked it a whole lot too. So
yeah,
let's get into it. This may not be a long one.
Okay.
So much of it is us saying with it. Well, we'll see. But anyway, let's get into the climax. What y'all think? What's about the movie? Where we want to begin? I think that intro where we're watching him and there's bright colors that pop like off the screen. With the way the shading is done and the lighting is done and everything. Feels so heavy-handed.
Well,
and something bad. Something bad's gonna happen, so he might as well have fun with it. Because you know so much about his style of movies. It's just like we're having a family barbecue. Look at this. Both parents, 2 kids,
2 dogs.
Well, 1.5 kids if you count the child as half. No, 2 kids and then 2 dogs. It's like the kids are like Re1, C1, and then Re2, and then the dogs are Re2 and C2.
Yeah,
which is fucking funny.
It's crazy, right?
It's really funny. It's so fucking wild for parents to call their dogs and children.
Well, the children are number 1. The dogs are number 2.
Yeah, the ranking is right, Ian. That's not the issue, I guess. But
I mean, thank goodness they ranked it right. That's all I'm saying. I mean, but
100%,
yes,
100%.
Yes.
It's so heavy-handed. They're having a barbecue. They're eating an eel that they got from work to thank him for all the hard work he's done. It was his 25th year anniversary or something. Working at this paper company. very interesting. That's a paper company because like paper is still like fully necessary, but it feels outdated. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
they use paper for everything, but in our heads, it's like paper. Like for the layman, I guess layman or like most people, even though it's still part of everything. But it's an interesting choice.
I I think it's an
Yeah.
interesting choice that mirrors everything else of like, yeah, that we know like we have a conscious experience of paper as being antiquated, but
Yeah.
it's also like still it's still necessary. It's still a huge industry. And there's lots of other moments in the movie where you're like, that's awful. But yeah, I guess that does happen all the time. I guess that is how it works. And so the movie is like, why not? Why not have that be the industry when the comments about about industry in general are, yeah, it's an unmoving machine that just does business as usual. It turns over with indifference, etc. I like that. It's also from the book, but I think that's a good. They could have changed it. And I like that they kept that.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. Yeah, the whole thing that's in the book, that's an adaptation, makes a lot more sense to me. Because there are moments where like this movie could have been longer and bigger if they wanted it to be.
Yeah,
you could have. Because
definitely.
really, they look at like 5 employees that are ahead of
Yes.
them, but I think we only addressed 3.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
So this could have been long. And then definitely some of the encounters are shorter than the others. The last 2 in
Yes.
particular. Yeah. Well, the 2 after the first one is definitely the longest.
Well, he gets better at doing it as he goes.
Yeah. It's his humanity whittling away, right? Like more and more. We'll get to that, but yeah, the intro's so heavy-handed. Everything's going great. These guys got the big deal from the company. But then he gets the news that's a little foreboding. It's like he has to explain to his work or to his family, like, I have to lay off. I have to choose 20 people, 20% of people to be laid off because these Americans have come in, take over, and they immediately want to start cutting people. So they do that, and he assumes he's gonna be part of that to cut. So we get the moments of, we show them, everyone's working in this factory. They're working hard. It's very blue collar. They're sweat, but then they're using buckets and ropes to feed each other water. And but everyone seems happy because they're working together, sort of thing. Even though they're very tired. It's a very weird picture, having worked blue collar jobs. It's weird atmosphere. But he's working on a speech because he's the lead on the floor. He's the manager on the floor. Trying to convince these Americans, like, don't lay off these people. You're taking away these people's lives in this country. Yeah. For people working so long.
Yeah.
Doesn't even get a chance to. The Americans immediately leave, and they just leave with in English. There was no other choice. There you go. Them assuming that, like, you can't just lay off people. Oh no, because the translator gets it in, right?
Yes.
That he says you shouldn't lay off these people. They say no choice, and they leave in their big Cadillacs
and take the hat. They just take their hat with them. It's like, nope,
they just roll with the safety hat. It's their official big business safety hat. And then one of the guys looks at him and goes, "Hey, did you get an eel?" And then that's where we realize, he's been fired too.
Yeah,
and that's the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, so, oh man, it's an amazing movie, guys. It's how do we want to unpick this? I guess. Do we want to?
How do
hit big
we
scenes?
want to? Well, let me say this.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have some authority here because we've worked some pretty tough jobs.
Yes.
Not the toughest, I'll say, having talked to a lot of people, but like they're definitely blue collar. Getting laid off sucks.
It surely does,
and it's really scary.
It surely
it's sad. And everyone has a variety of different circumstances, so a lot of people have better safety nets than others. So you think about each and especially when you're on that level, you think about each individual person, like how they're taking it, what are they doing, what's their safety net, where they, and all these different lives and how they're affected, while also worrying about yourself and trying to find work,
Yeah.
re-enter the market, or like maybe revamp your resume. And then sometimes people just aren't fucking hiring, and then
Yeah.
you gotta deal with that shit. Not gonna go into everything, but it sucks. It's a very makes you very angry and very scared.
If you listener are in America, or I don't know, probably other countries too,
Yeah.
you may have experienced this yourself. It's rough. It's
Oh yeah.
brutal. It's
Like
brutal.
that shit where they get someone to talk to them and be like, yo, you did to not freak out or to lose or to become too stressed out about losing being cut.
Oh,
And
that
like
like mhm.
yeah, and just oh my god, that lady doing the thing is so crazy. So fucking nuts.
Point at your head. Say it's not your
Yeah,
fault.
you have to do a little
Again.
de-stressors. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. You want to fuck it. Yeah, that shit doesn't happen over here. Whatever
yeah.
that, whatever that.
Nope.
But man, that would drive me
Nope.
crazy. That
That
would
would
drive me
be
nuts.
yeah.
That would
That
drive
would
me
be
to
beefy.
vengeance.
Well,
Mr.
guess
Vengeance.
what?
Yeah.
Here we see a man of substance and character who says, "Vengeance shall be mine." Actually,
Yes.
uh,
No other choice.
I
Yep.
have no other choice.
So we start seeing it get rough. Money becomes tight. They have to get rid of the dogs, and that's like one of the big ones.
That
Big
was
final
that
thing.
was surprisingly rough on me. I surprisingly
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
because
"Oh,
you have
that
dogs now.
sucks." Now I have dogs. Now I get it. Now it's sad. I get it that it's sad. Well, I mean, I
Oh
would have been sad
yeah.
before. No, only by experiencing something can I empathize. No,
And I empathize.
um, no, it was so sad, and it was. I mean, it's one of a series of things that are like our protagonist is taking the guilt of all these things happening, and I don't know. It's a really interesting film. I have a question because I feel like throughout this film he keeps more or less projecting what other people are feeling about him and reacting to what he is imagining. I don't know that his wife really gave him that much to feel shame about or anything. I thought she seemed to be handling it actually really well.
So this is a
All
big thing in
things.
this movie, I think, is that the wife,
Mhm,
his our main character's one wife, who
mhm.
she's a character of her own at
Yes.
that point too. I'm gonna try. So Lee Byung Hun is Mansu. Sony Jin, is that who plays the wife?
Uh, it's Sun Yi Jin. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Sony
right.
Jin. Yeah, that's right. Okay, Sony Jin plays Mirai or Miri. Yeah,
Maybe.
she handles it crazy well.
Yeah.
She is ride or die with this dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. She is crazy supportive, which makes like one scene really fucked up.
Oh, I think I know the one.
Which
I
is
love that
after the
scene.
dance. Yeah,
Oh,
the costume
when he's
party.
the costume party. Yes, yes, yes. I do remember this.
It's fucked.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's fucked. It's fucked.
Yeah.
Not a good dude. Well, but yeah, like she handles it well. She's like, we got to budget all this stuff, but we're gonna keep the kids' future. Uh,
The cello
yeah, the
lessons
cello
and
lessons
their
going.
all that. Yes. Yeah.
That child's hilarious, by the way. The daughter,
Oh, the
the
child's amazing.
the dead
Yeah.
looks she had. She must have been picked up for that. Like just the dead look she has, and then delivery on just parroting lines feels so like funny. Um,
It's
she's
such a great
hilarious.
punctuator to
Yeah,
beats to have her just the line of hers that stuck with me hardest, I think, is they're eating her alive.
Yeah.
Or the bugs are eating her
Bugs are
alive,
eating.
something like that.
Yeah. The bugs are crawling up the walls or something.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And fuck, dude, she's so funny. And that scene where they're like cutting all the stuff, and they're like, we're getting rid of Netflix, and then the child's like, I'm gonna watch one more show before we get rid of it, and just
I know.
Just a joke sound of the Netflix sound.
That's so good. It hits so good. It's comedically, rhythmically perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm watching this on Amazon. It's really funny. Yeah, so she handles it crazy good. She gets a part-time job. She's not letting the full humiliation get her. And yeah,
I would
she's
say
helping him out. Oh god.
I would just say if any part of her is resenting this, she's doing really good at not saying that to her husband or showing that to her husband. Because there are parts of this where you're right, there's humiliation to it.
Oh, yeah.
And he plays it like a soldier, straight face, not giving him an inch. And I was just like, wow, this woman loves this guy, I guess.
Yeah, she's in love with this dude, man.
Yeah.
That it's crazy. I mean, they're still like they go to lengths to show like, yeah, even in the bedroom it's still going fine. They're still having conversations. They're still talking as if even before losing their job or losing the job. That hasn't changed. It's not until he starts seeing others and how they're handling it, which is that first guy.
Who just plays records and cries all day.
Yeah, he's an alcoholic. Deep in his alcoholism, which is a very interesting detail for the first guy because our main character
is recovering.
He's a recovering alcoholic. Yeah, he's recovering, but he's like 10 years. He's something sober, like 10 years sober.
Yes. Yeah.
And he doesn't drink. And then we find out it's because he used to be kind of a dog when he drank, which may or may not be used for man. Okay, there's so many things in this movie that happens, and you're like, oh, this dude loves Chekhov's gun. Like, just drop the one thing, and it's gonna like the alcoholism, the literal fucking gun that they show
the North Korean gun.
A zoom in on, no, Vietnam, I think.
Oh right, it was a Vietnam War, but but the model was a North Korean.
It was a North
handgun.
Okay,
I believe. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So, but his things with his family, his own psyche doesn't really start going until he meets that. He's humiliated. Sees that one dude. He's like groveling in the bathroom, right? Like at the bathroom door of one of the hiring guys.
Fuck.
For a job.
And I just want to say, like, there's so many scenes in like this movie is cartoonish.
Yes.
It is exaggerated, but that scene, I can say as like a secondhand observer to this, that scene is real. That scene has many times played out for real, and it's brutal to watch. Yeah. The just people treating you like, well, now you're a burden, and I don't want anything to do with you because I can't. It sucks, man. That's crazy. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
great performance.
Yeah. So he's gonna. It's that one dude with the Instagram, the third guy. Of the manliness. Yeah.
Yes. His third target, the really manly guy who lives in a cabin at the end. His name is Choi Sun-chu. Played by Park Hee-sun.
Choi Sun-chu. He almost murders him, like by throwing a flower pot on top. Before he gets a realization, before he gets the idea of starting his own, like one, oh shit, I was about to murder some guy.
Yeah.
And two, gets an idea to start his own Like what he does, the plan is put in an ad for the same exact kind of position he would be looking for, and that someone like him would want, which
Yeah.
is a paper company that believes in the old traditional values of analog and treating its workers well, making a family at
Yeah.
the company. And it's all this stuff that he would be attracted to because it would get the same prospective clients.
And I mean, he's ostensibly hunting down versions of himself. All of these men have more things in common with him than they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And that leads into him narrowing out the 3 candidates that would be also applying for the position he's currently interviewing with and not doing that great.
Yeah.
And he's gonna murder them, I think. Like is the idea. Or take them out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the first guy is a very reflection of like, well, what if he didn't have a good support system, which was the wife? And
Right.
he himself more, because it's more complicated than that. Like his wife is probably cheating on him because he's back to alcoholism and was like, and whatever else is going on. It's a 2-way street, right? But like
the wife says directly, my problem isn't that you got fired. It's literally everything you did after that. The way you dealt with it is unacceptable. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And he sees the alcoholism come through and all that. He starts learning the dude's patterns to take him out. Man, that scene where the guy's like hiking because he thinks he's being interviewed for that analog job.
Yeah.
Just eating the raw ass mushroom in the woods. So fucking funny. Especially with the chicken, and then the fried chicken shots are crazy.
Oh, that guy who keeps yes. I do.
Oh man, did you have the thing where when the main character gets bitten by a snake, and then she's doing everything wrong?
I was watching it and I said, I hope she tries to suck the poison out. You're not supposed to do that. Oh my god!
It sucks the poison out.
Yeah.
And I'm like to Nick, all that's wrong, right? And then they have the great joke of him lurking it up, and it's like, everything she did was wrong.
I would be dead. If it was bad, I would have been dead by now.
Yeah, he would have died. He would have died in those woods. Like he would have. But yeah, all that crescendos into just an amazing like fight scene where he's gonna murder the guy after the candidate like catches his wife cheating on him.
Yeah, it's a tremendous kind of choreography of really messy, brutal. It feels naturalistic. It doesn't feel like a staged thing.
It feels natural, but it's got to be one of the most choreographed things ever. Like it's got to be.
Yeah.
Because the way they move in sync and like that moment where the gun just goes off like while they're all reaching for it, and then they all take a pause, and then they keep coming back for the gun to see if anyone died. Like, I was like, dude, that's brilliant. That's fucking. Oh my god, yeah. This dude doesn't mess with his. It's so sloppy, man. It's so sloppy and like.
It's wet mouths and hands and bulgy, veiny eye. It's
all
it's
these
terrible. It's
like
amazing.
middle-aged people like reaching. It's so good, but it does bring a lot to his character too through that, which is like you couldn't. Where he's telling the guy he's telling the candidate before he shoots him like you couldn't just be okay with the music cafe and all that. You had to keep going for all this and then like succumb to your alcoholism and like wallow. And it's very much like, oh, okay, yeah, we're getting into the heavy-handed part, which is this is a version of he sees of himself, right?
And as a viewer, at least me as a viewer, I was watching it and I couldn't figure out exactly if the point was, oh, how sad is it that we can see this in other people, but we are so blind to the exact same. You're doing the exact same thing, my guy.
But that is very human. Like,
Yeah.
that's 100% very human.
True. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well,
Like, you need
I
you need a homie to tell you to tell you what's up.
because I in that moment had a like a pause where I was like, okay, so is he wrestling with this in himself, or is he
Yeah.
like, oh, he's totally like unaware of himself at all? Uh, um, and
Yeah.
I kind of like the first one more. I like that he's just so zeroed in on what he has to do to get ahead. I.e., I've already determined I have to kill them. That's
Yeah,
foregone,
this has to
obviously.
happen. Yeah, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Uh, yeah.
But he is starting to succumb to his own demons because, like, suspicious of his wife. In
Yeah.
that dance, that costume party,
Yes.
which is both great and like, wow, like, man, what's Korea? This has popped up in multiple South Korean films now for me. What's the deal with dressing up like Native Americans?
What do y'all get out of that? What do
What's
you?
because we're still talking over here. We're telling people, yeah, stop that.
Oh shit! You're right. That was in Parasite
I was a
too.
Parasite, dude. That's at the end. They're playing cowboys and Indians
Huh.
for the kid's birthday. He makes the dad makes them dress up like a Native American.
That
Maybe
is
it's like
interesting.
the Japanese jazz group that did all blackface in the 90s. Maybe
Yeah. Oh,
maybe they're just
fuck,
big
dude.
fans.
Maybe the. Oh man,
Just big. It's just big fans of black.
Oh, you don't know about this group, Ian?
I'm not familiar. What's the? Do you? I'm sure
Nick
you don't
knows
know
more
the name of
details
it.
than I do. Nick, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so there was like a pretty popular group. It's a bit much. Vox had a whole thing about it, where the idea it was like 8 people, I believe, in the group, but they were
It's a
all
big group,
blackface.
big jazz band.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, so they're doing like bass and sax and all this in
Yeah,
blackface. They're
jazz.
Japanese
Yeah.
cats. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
it was with it was like a famous actor even that was part of it. Koichi Yamadera. Uh, and then they would do like groups. They would do like things where they go on national TV for like talent shows and stuff, and they would be like dressed up as famous jazz musicians in the U.S. So one the main guy,
Yeah, it's weird because it's not quite a minstrel show,
yeah,
but it kind of
Like
is. But like
but
they're dressing up as specific jazz musicians.
right. They're not just doing generic. Oh, I'm a
But they
jazz
are doing
player.
blackface.
They
yeah,
are
Ian,
doing blackface. Super.
Don't
Yeah.
get that
look
twisted.
at this
Yeah.
picture. What do you think? Live for the audience.
And there's 2 album covers with this shit too.
Yes,
And
Koichi
then they
Yamadera.
stopped it real quick.
It was like his tribute band to Louis
Yeah,
Armstrong.
this was to show his love to Louis
Right.
Armstrong.
Sorry,
Now
his long
this
answer to
is
say Rent and Stars is the band name.
Yeah.
this is the wrong takeaway. But all these fools are the different shades. They didn't even all go to the
Because
same
they're all
store.
different
They
jazz
all.
musicians.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The full
Well.
spectrum,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Still
Ian.
got the biracial color. Got the
I
Fucking
know.
what's his name? Who was the French prime minister, or not the French, Canadian prime minister? Was like,
Justin
hey,
Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau.
Justin
Yeah, to
Trudeau.
get the shade right.
Yeah.
It wasn't blackface, it was brownface. Yeah, to get the
Yes, his
shade
was
for
an
Aladdin
He was
right.
a specific guy. He was Aladdin.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ian,
God.
look at what about this photo of them? You gotta look at yeah, all viewers at home, there's an album called Soul Shadows.
Holy
It's really
Wild.
shit. It's crazy because in this one, I can at least see that. Oh, okay. They're like specifically trying to evoke a real jazz cover out. Like that's how the jazz musicians would have perceivably posed on a jazz cover album. That's
Yeah, so
crazy.
interpret that whole thing as you will.
a Korea thing. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's Japan. Let's get back to Korea. Whatever the name.
Yes.
Now, granted, what we
Yeah.
find out is
Oh,
so
right.
that's the only like weird thing about the movie. Like that was like when did he have time to put on the costume? The French the British admiral. Even
It
though
was
that is
Horatio.
I'm fairly certain that's a French admiral.
It was
Awesome.
a Portuguese, I think, or Spanish admiral. It's
No.
Horatio.
So no. So who he's supposed to be John Smith, and she's
John
supposed to be
Smith. That's right.
Pocahontas.
So let me ask you though. Here's a dumb question about the costume potentially, but is that not also kind of like a coloring of his character, that he's the John Smith in this, and she's the one who's going to be taken advantage of by this guy?
Yeah,
Who's
it's like a weird power dynamic where he claims her or something.
exactly.
Like
Exactly.
and there, yeah, you know what? Now that you're bringing that up, because like they do say like when they met, she already had a child,
Yes.
a 2-year-old child, and he was the brave like bachelor that told her parents like I'm gonna marry her, we're gonna. But that is also, I think, where we learn about his temper with that comes from alcohol. Well, comes from alcohol, like he has it within him. Like
Yes.
it,
Yes.
my view on that whole thing is like if your excuse for doing stuff is, oh, it was the alcohol, not me. Like it's fucking bullshit.
Well,
we're not gonna get along. Like
you just have lower inhibition. You wanted to do all that stuff.
Also, just straight up, you drink alcohol. Like you could, if you know all that and you made that choice, then I have to assume you're okay with the rest of the shit.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly right.
No. Yeah. Anyway, that like he beat the kid once, because he thought, because the kid was like jealous of the sister or something. That's where he swore off alcohol.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he has that. So you're right. There is like a weird possessive, or like that he won her, right? Like, or that he took her away. No, not took her away.
Yeah.
Like savior complex. There is a savior complex where he has to be the money earner, right?
Well, yeah, it's the and I mean, this is not just Korean like fatherhood, manhood, husbandry. I don't know.
No, it is not just a Korean thing.
But the idea of the man, like this is I don't want to get too academic. This is a castration story in some ways. This man who has had his manhood taken away, and the only thing that will fix it is violence. That's the only answer left to me, is to be a real man. Yeah,
but it is also playing into that idea of you have to do whatever it takes to get that job, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the same level of decision making that these execs are making, in the sense of, oh, there's no other choice, I have to do it this way. We cannot figure out a different way. It has to be, which is never true.
It's a trickle down society that has devalued people on every level. People are less important than the money. They're less important than the product we're making.
They're less important than those fat bonuses and paychecks for the CEOs. We can't take away those. No, sir.
No.
No.
I know we lost 12 trillion, but
I know if I took out like 10% of my paycheck, it would pay for every employee and then some.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. Yep. No, we can't. No.
I feel like it's bad for morale if I were to do that.
It's bad for the investors. It's bad for the Dow.
Yeah, but guys,
bad for NASDAQ.
Have you even thought? I know you guys all hate the war, but have you thought about the Dow? How good it is?
The war at Child Rape Island.
Oh, fucking
Dow.
Dude. Well, and I'm not just throwing those things out. I do think that those are all like cultural ideas that tie together to the same root that we're poking at here. Definitely, like for real.
Yes. And looking at the time, you might want to just
domination. Go ahead.
No. I think you're absolutely right about that. There's so much of that, right? But we should just go into like some of the more points in the movie, because I'm looking at the time. We're already hitting on like 45 minutes.
All right, for sure.
Or actually, maybe less than that, because considering cold over, whatever. But yeah, I agree with, like, in some ways it's a castration story, getting rid of the manhood thing. And like it's more of just this thing of you're put in a position. It's so interesting, that line that they keep bringing up, that like they have the guys tell themselves it's not my fault, right?
Yeah.
Because one, it's true, it's not their fault. But when you're laid off, man, and cuts have been made.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you feel in the world then. Oh, I didn't do it. I wasn't good enough
Yeah.
for that. No
And
matter what it was, no matter what the hand was, there's that part of you that feels that, where you're like, I wasn't good enough for them. And then like
you've let
there's so many different ways you can face that. A lot of the times I finally got to think of, no, I was good enough. They're just shitty fucking managers. And that's
yes.
like always true.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for the men who die, we'll talk a little bit more about the next two men who have to die.
Yeah.
They also keep reproducing this cycle of suffering for themselves in certain ways. You're right. There is but the movie does make clear there is a degree to which they could have done anything. So what? You have a degree in blah blah blah. If you're really that broken up about it, go get a job. Then you can always get a job. There's a mixture of it's not just the providing part. There's also a weird pride through all of these characters of, well, no, I'm not going to do that. That's and it's so strange to me, because this system that has created the plot that we kind of see mirrored in our own life is like full of people suffering indignity constantly. They're constantly eating humble pie. And so it's really strange that there are these specific lines where, yeah, but I'm not going to get a job doing that. I'm not going to tell my wife the truth about blah, 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 how I feel. I'm not going to. There's all these weird places where people decide, no, that's where I have to stop. However, like sitting in a room while people basically tell me I'm an uneducated cretin who doesn't deserve the job, like that early one with the sun in his eyes, that interview. Like,
fuck, dude.
You were happy to smile through all that, man. Like, okay, it's something to think about.
Yeah. The only one that's like kind of like, well, it's there's that second guy who's at the shoe store helping like just kind of a unhappy customer, a little surly with shoes, and you find out like he's an engineer. And just laid off, and he has to do this. It's so fucked. Dude, it's so fucked. Then like you get the third guy, because like there's a slow degradation in our main character of just like his humanity really chipping away to just being straight up a murderer, because he kills two people essentially.
The first one ultimately is a lover murdering her, terrible husband.
Yes. But he did bring the gun.
He did, and he did basically like not only out the affair that was happening in a sense, he also kind of like ratcheted up an already unhappy marriage by in the circumstance making the woman think there was something afoot that she wasn't privy to, and the husband think, oh, she's fucking another guy too, etc.
Oh yeah. There's so much like little details in this movie, dude. But let's get to the third guy, just because I'm looking at time here. Which is the dude who like found him begging on the bathroom floor. But he has this Instagram thing where it's a facade. He's trying to present that he has a manly life, and he did buy a cabin because he wanted to live in nature. His wife did not, and they're going through a divorce now. Because the nature thing kind of sucks. No one wants to go chop wood, or he's always trying to have a barbecue every fucking day, and that's weird.
I absolutely love the line that, hold on, I'll repeat the actress's name. So Sun Yi-jin's line to Lee, where he explains that, he says, yeah, she didn't want to live in nature, so they're getting a divorce, and she says, Do you think people would really get a divorce over that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Would
such a
you think that's it? You're like, and so there's one or two ways to interpret that line too for me.
Mhm.
One is maybe the marriage probably wasn't that great to begin with, but
Mhm.
two, that's also a little bit looking down. I don't know. Hang on, no. Now I'm trying to think because it's like I was gonna say if maybe she's looking down on the wife, being like, oh, she didn't
Oh.
stick to her man as a thing. I was like,
Mm.
oh, so New Jin, that's a little okay.
I kind of thought of it as, oh, well, that's a story the man has told himself.
Yeah, I think
Got nothing to do with it.
that's probably more true. I think you're more right on that.
Yeah.
Unless I go back to the movie
She,
and I see something else, but I think you're right on that. Like, and as we find out, hanging out with that dude, he's also a big drinker. He has this weird, fucked up views on like manliness, where he has to be chopping wood
yeah,
in a biker's jacket, which is really funny.
it's crazy. Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
and he drinks so much, and that's where we get the scene where he finally like, I have to do this if I'm gonna have to return to my alcoholism.
Right.
He drinks the drink, and then immediately the switch is flipped, which is
Yeah.
really funny. Fucking gets pliers and rips out that dead tooth. And then, but he's doing all this and drinking even more vodka because he hasn't drank all night, except for the bomb
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, the dude who values that manliness is like, "Oh, you're awesome, you're fucking cool, man," and it's really funny, but it's also, that's his fucked up perspective on manliness.
And that his fucked up perspective of manliness ultimately, yes, ended his way to death.
Yes,
I mean, like there's a scene where they're
improv
smoking
kills.
cigars. Yeah. He's where they're smoking the cigars and he's like gripping his skull and he's like red in the face. He looks like he's dying already. He looks like crap. And it's just like, oh, this is like binge drinking, like catastrophic binge drinking. These guys are like they're not even having fun. This is like bad and he cries. They're having a bad time drinking. And then they dig a hole with saran wrap in it. And honestly, I wasn't totally sure what they were going to be doing with that pink, whatever that was. I guess raw meat.
Yeah,
I think it was like raw meat. Oh my god, that was one of the. I'm so glad I didn't look up this movie because that scene hit me so hard. I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!" Actually,
I think it's crazy that he buried him. Like that's why I wonder, like that he buried him to do that, and then he had to dig him out.
Yeah,
and
then fill the hole in.
And then fill the hole in, and then like, wouldn't they have noticed he was covered in a bunch of dirt?
Well,
but yeah, it's part of the madness, the descent of the madness. I think.
Yeah, it's
and
totally
it's a reflection on the pig story too with his grandfather. But, yeah.
And then that gets carried on genealogically when his wife covers for him and says, "Oh, your father chainsawed a pig up to bury it." Yeah,
wife loves it.
That woman loves it.
That woman loves this.
Yeah,
loves his family. She put in the time. They put in the investment. Well, again, I wonder if it's part of that savior complex too, right? Like that's going on. Because she has said she really does feel like she whisked him away. Like, now they have this happy life, right?
Yeah.
No, there's so many. God, there's so many. Well, and I've been talking for a little bit. Me and Ian have been talking. Nick, do you have anything to say about the movie while I collect my thoughts a little bit on like what other small details to bring up for the point of this?
I mean, kind of. It's very similar to you guys. Like, I think with going into it, I was just kind of blown away, just how much of like how heavy-handed it was in the beginning, because that's actually, I found that pretty rare for his style. And but it ends up leading to even down to when the murders happen, right?
Mhm.
And
It's a
the
long
shoe
time till the murder
salesman,
happened. Yeah.
yeah, where it's like, I think that's where I started to see. Maybe I started like to see something more familiar to his style, um,
Mm.
especially going into the last part of this movie, and
Mhm.
where it's weird because like when Oldboy does a rolling shot where it's like you're seeing time pass and stuff.
Right.
Um, usually like and that was a big deal back then when he was using a type of shot that was expected for time to pass by, but now it's being used for an action scene, which is like unheard of. It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
There's
So when you have
sorry, no, go ahead, finish. Sorry.
no, I'm saying yeah. So it's literally like the rolling machine that he hits in the beginning and at the end.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it's like the exact same style. So I was wondering, like, does he use that to convey when a character's like in the most control, or like when they feel the most
Maybe.
like?
Mm.
Yeah,
Because
go
yeah.
ahead.
No, because I was thinking like I was just trying to connect everything we talked about to the rolling machine, and like at the end where he's managing the
One
factory,
man.
just a tablet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so my thing with my views on those last scenes where he's in the factory alone,
Mhm.
is to show that yeah, he did it, but to what end? Like this is his weird purgatory now,
Yeah.
Mhm.
where like it's forever different. In order to keep what he wanted, quote unquote, which was the idea of like the roof, the house, the family, the two kids, the two dogs, and his whatever view of manhood is. Um,
Mhm.
which happens to be having all that and having the job he's had for 25 years. He had to sacrifice so much of his humanity in order to
Mhm.
keep that. In order to keep that and in order to keep what he wants in relation to what the company wants, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
there's this like the factory is cold. It's not filled with lights, filled with machines, and there's like this blue hue over everything versus yeah, it was kind of grimy and dark in the other factory, but there's so much lights going off, and then there's people walking around, rushing around when their vests. There's
Yeah.
all these beacons of light and life in there, but not in the last machine except for him. I think it's
And then the
more of to
lights go
show
out.
this. Yeah, and the lights go out on him
Yeah.
because they don't like. Why would they need to be on if it's just him, right? Like,
Yeah.
or they only have to be on wherever he's at.
Yeah.
There's no one else in there. Like it's a weird, and it's that thing of like, okay, we watch we watch four guys, four fired employee stories,
Mhm.
right? And how crazily they're all affected by this and where their lives went and how they handled
Mhm.
it. Now we see a
Mhm.
whole factory of people gone,
Yeah.
and it's just him. There's no such thing as a quiet life outside of there now,
Yeah.
right?
Ooh.
It's the I that whole ecosystem is gone now and has been deeply and profoundly tainted and affected. So now we see now it's just left to our imaginations what the other workers are fucking doing. Right. And I think that's kind of the point where you see a lot of people's stories, not just our main characters in
Mhm.
here. Like that
I
like finding out that it's a book that sorry, one last
Sure.
let me finish this real quick. Finding out it's a book makes me believe there's a lot more characters that maybe we see
Probably.
because it is just three and that works really well for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how I kind of interpret those last scenes. But it's funny
Mhm.
you mentioned the time passing thing too, because that makes me further believe the purgatory thing, that he's stuck in there and a long time
Mm.
passes.
Mm.
But yeah,
Uh,
that's how I interpret those last scenes where he's in there. Because it's a hollow victory, I guess. It's a long way of saying
my quick 2 cents on
it.
what
Yeah.
you asked, Nick, is I'm thinking about what we've been talking about. I think that he's just a machine now. He is just a piece of
Yeah.
this.
He's a
He
cog.
has
100%.
Yeah. He has burned away any piece of humanity. And in that last interview, where he has the one last niggling of, oh, maybe I should push back. There's going to be no employees.
No
It's
one.
going to, it's them letting him know, like, yeah, there is no room for humanity in a profitable system like this.
Mm-hmm.
That is a liability. We just need someone like you. I mean, yeah, man.
The literal
and the
worker's nightmare of like machines took our jobs.
I guess the color too, because we see his commute to work is terrible, right? It's like jammed back to back to back, full of like logs.
It's filled with all these trucks coming or cars coming in and out, but leaving the factory is like it's not no one. It's these little cars, but they're on their way out. They have a lot more freedom and all that.
Yeah, exactly. But then our last shots are just nature being converted into product, into machinery, into money, like paper. The paper being a representation of money and product at the same time. So
yeah, literal printing money. Yeah, it could also be. I wonder if it's a thing too, where it's like, it's a sort of returning back to a sort of prison or like hell type thing, because everyone, like, it's that thing of you don't realize how much freedom you have because you're still stuck with that job, like that you're fired from.
Yeah,
and you're still trapped by that, which is very much part of being laid off. You're still that job still haunts and traps you.
And he's going to be, for as you were saying, for everything he always wanted, he's going to be away from it largely. He's going to be in traffic for, let's say, minimum of 2 hours a day. He's gone for 10 hours out of the day. Like, that's again, I think that's not necessarily shocking to listeners, but just to think about
the first time the daughter plays cello.
Yeah.
In front of the family.
Yeah.
It's for the dogs.
Yeah. For the dogs. Yeah. They got the dogs back, everyone. The dogs are okay.
With her like super autism or something, whatever that's trying to convey.
Yeah, she did she does there's a plot where she can write her own music in like the secret code, and yeah. It was cool. It was interesting.
It was cool. It's weird. Yeah. I'm not gonna pick away at that as someone who doesn't know enough about psychology and all that, but
children.
I got one quick one. I can shoot a quick one.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, sorry, go ahead.
Suspicious of what?
No, it seems suspicious. I don't know if that's all up and up interpretation of
it's on the spectrum or she's atypical, let's say. She's atypical in atypicality, but let's assume she's a little savant at music. I think that where my mind immediately goes with a child like that is in the context of this movie, she's only going to have problems. Like, this is a universe within the scope of the movie. Like, people who can provide are useful, and everybody else is a problem or a burden or a, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess that's where my mind immediately went, is like the reason the family's so desperate to hold on to the cello lessons is this girl needs to be able to do one useful thing that will make money or else.
Yeah, because I just chalked it up to straight up like parents need to, as a parent, you want to make sure your kids have a future.
Well, that definitely, but I think there's a double-edged, like, I don't know. For our listeners who don't know, I've worked with kids. I've worked with typical and atypical kids, and I'm not out here saying parents are like, get a job or else, but there's definitely a huge shame around it. Oh, I have a kid who's 16, 17, 18, and I don't think a job is ever going to be a thing that they get. So I think that fits into what we've been talking about too. Definitely.
I definitely think you're onto something, because I just thought of like, there's such a big point that they never see her play until the end. Like, they never see her play, but they know, Like they're not even sure if that's what she's got, but everyone else tells her that, and
Yeah.
they're gonna invest in it because it's the one thing
Mm-hmm.
they know they provide.
Mhm.
Like we're seeing I think what I'm trying to say is we're seeing everything else about the kid besides the cello playing, which is how they're defining.
Yeah, exactly. We're seeing her as a person, and she's pretty weird. But as you said, but yeah,
She's very
yeah,
funny.
exactly. She's very funny.
Someone should tell her
Funny
she's
kid.
funny. Kid, I think kids need to hear that sometime. Like that, or there's a good moment for people to tell them, hey, you're genuinely funny. You should lean into
You
that
should
more.
look into that.
You
Exactly.
should lean into it. You should play around, be confident in that.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, what else can we talk about? Should we just go into what we got out of it? Just looking at time.
Nick, any last points I want to
Any last
give to you
scenes?
before that?
Yeah.
No, I think that's all I was gonna bring up. Yeah.
Got it.
All right.
Okay. Cool. Well, what'd you think of the music choices when they were listening to analog music? 2 vinyls, analog.
Oh, I mean, he's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a telephone pole like connected to my house.
Yeah, it worked. I guess. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask about what the cop said about the little girl who lets their child listen to that kind of music. I
Oh
just loved that line. That hit me. I loved that.
That's
Do you
true.
remember? Oh my gosh.
yeah, I do. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
we
yeah, I
didn't even
remember
get
that.
into the teenage boy who does the standard thing of like, you're right. Back to the proof of I have to provide for the family too. Let's go steal some iPhones, like,
Yeah,
or some
exactly right.
Samsungs.
Yep. Looking
Yeah,
out,
you're totally
and
right about that.
I mean,
It's
we
so
didn't even
funny
have
that the
time to.
kid's stupid. Like the kid, the kid's like, and stupid in the sense of like that the dad's really trying to lay on like, hey, this wasn't just you, right? Like you were. The kid's
You
like,
were coerced. Yeah.
no, but it was me. Granted, that
This,
can be chalked up to the kid's innocent, but also I like to think
yeah.
the kid's not all there. Like,
No, he's a comedically dumb teenage boy. I
yeah,
just
it's
I'll
dumb teenage
briefly
kid.
throw out that the boy's best friend is an antagonistic figure who wants to buy the house while the family's going through this crisis.
The boy's best friend's dad, yeah.
Yes, and I thought that was an interesting plot line where we get
Yeah. He's
two
also very
two
funny.
moments.
Yeah.
It's very funny, but we get one. The rich kid is going to have a different time through this accusation than the poor kid is having through this accusation.
Okay.
But also the again, just to reiterate how much this woman loves this man, like the thought we get before that is she pulls her bra off in the school restroom and is like,
The jail restroom. Yeah.
it's a jail restroom.
Yeah. The
What
police.
am
The
I going to
police
have to do to
station
get out of this?
restroom.
It's that woman loves that man so much. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. What is he? Oh my goodness.
Now, what he does say to the other father is pretty cool and pretty hot.
Remind me what's the line? Remind us what the
Oh
line
my god,
is.
I don't remember the specific line, but it is that thing of like, hey man, we know you're like fucking and cheating on your wife in the phone store.
Yes.
You
Yes.
And
yes,
all
yes,
all we need to say, man, is like, hey, go check out that one other tape.
Yeah.
But in order to
that's
prove that our kid didn't do it, you have to go find that tape, which shows, I'm sure, hours of footage of you going at it and cheating on your wife. But it will prove that your kid is innocent. So that's up to you, man. And just to really, but it is that thing of like, we're back to the power dynamic because he had the power thing. The original father is like talking shit about the house he's gonna buy and like how he's gonna destroy it,
smash the greenhouse, all that.
Yeah. And now our main character gets to have one up.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a family and you own the house, that is pretty hot. That the guy stands up for it, right?
Yes.
And it's a smart move. Smart move, I think. I think it's like the smartest. Like, yeah, we can get away with a little bit of that scoundrel style.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Oh yeah.
That one's more understand. Like that one's. I mean, it's your kid. You're gonna try to do what you can, whether it's right or wrong. But Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go. We're looking at time here. Let's start talking about what we get out of it. Let's get into the following action. What did you all get out of it? Nick, let's go with you, man. What'd you get out of it? What'd you get out of No Other Choice by Park Chan-wook?
Well, Dad, I got out of it a pretty good
Yes,
movie where where I got out of it Old Boy 2, and I was like, that's cool. Shout out to Spike.
Okay.
Really?
No, okay.
Because I will say, I think this is the least violent thing I've ever seen from him.
I know, I'm joking.
Yeah. That was, we didn't talk about that though. That very noticeably, this is the least violent thing I think I've watched from him.
Well, the violence in this is not punching as much as it is the existential danger of, and I will take food out of your family's mouth.
Yeah, when you do get those violent scenes, they're very like, these aren't hitmen or anything. These are these are middle-aged guys.
Yes.
These are desperate people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Nick. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I got out of it pretty good. I mean, overall, I love the movie. Genuinely, like, I thought it was gorgeous. Shot like no other. Definitely, like, I mean, the transitions for it alone just stood out to me compared to most I watch nowadays.
There's so many panning camera shots where he zooms out, but it's not a real zoom out. It must be a drone or like a dolly or something. That you're like, fuck, dude, that must have been really hard. Like, just to get that,
No, it's so good. Yeah, no, I know I got out of that. I got out of it like an appreciation also for, I think, there's plenty of articles and people online, influencers, I suppose, that kind of talk about how a lot of directors are reacting, if they're reacting to current events as of this recording.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just like, I think for myself watching it, I think I found myself very much sort of siding with, I'd say, the intention of the film, or like sort of like the critiques it has, because it's like, I think I got out of it just like an overall critique of the system and what it exploits about us,
and what it kind of like puts us into,
It kind of exploits parts of us that probably should be worked on, not exploited. But it's it was interesting. Like, I definitely got to rewatch it a few times. Like Frankenstein, I can even feel it. Like, just thinking about it, you guys talking about it, me connecting more. So I'll probably just have to reread the book and then rewatch the movie. Yeah.
Nice.
Ian, what'd you get out of it?
Sure, I'm inclined to agree with Nick about wanting to read The Axe. I'd actually really like to pick that up and get a view of how many more. Chris, what you said. How many more characters were in this? How many more murders were in this originally? I'll make a quick comparison, and you guys tell me if this is crazy connection I'm making. But I'm just recently coming off of Louis Theroux's documentary that he did. About the manosphere, about male influencers online.
Yeah, you know what? I was gonna say something, but I haven't watched it and I don't know enough. All I've heard is because like me and you, we've talked about the manosphere, or like, some of the stuff, and I've definitely watched a lot of YouTube videos where it's like, oh shit, yeah, this thing is fucked, and there's some real fucked people. Me and Nick make jokes about people all the time. And it's real fuck stuff. So I feel like, and then hearing them talk about the documentary and then being like, yeah, if you've been following all the stuff like online, actually doing your research, you probably already know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Ian, back to your point. That's my only takeaway from the road thing.
No, just to kind of pull this together. So very recently, as of recording, there was an interview with one of these, I would say one of the most, if not the most prominent of these men who are a guide for a lot of men, a lot of teens, whose web name is, I guess I don't have to repeat what his name is. I don't want, just know that he's a very well-known one. I don't
I'm sure it's in the documentary.
Yeah. And So he's being interviewed, and he talks about why he's so into looks maxing and why every single basically every single aspect of his waking life is dedicated to working out, gaining muscle, and making his face good looking in the traditional Renaissance painting standard of good looking.
Yeah.
And how young people need to eat less, buckle down, be serious. You know, these are very popular with sometimes just dads on the surface, because there's so much talk about, you know, buckling down, do your own work, get serious, this sort of thing. But the guy in this interview was being asked about, you said that you wouldn't take a girl out bowling unless you were live streaming it. Why would you? What are you thinking in that? What about just getting to know
Content,
her?
yeah.
And he then says, well, there's no ROI on just taking a woman out. What's in it for me? And oh, well, I mean, like, getting to know another person. You know, the reality is most people are low value, and there's not much worthwhile unless they can get me something.
Yeah.
And so it's a series of horrifying, like, homophobic, eugenicist, all these things. It's a weird hodgepodge of hate that these guys are selling.
Oh, yeah.
But having said all that, I understand absolutely how he continues to say and do the most heinous things, because I'm like, well, I get the parts of society that are telling you you're worthless, you're ugly, and unless you do these things, buy
Especially
these
in
products,
South Korea.
behave
South
in this
Korea,
way.
it's like a real problem. But sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, just to say that in the same way as I'm physically repulsed by some of the things that these dudes say with their whole chest, or the concept of brutal murder for the sake of it, there's a degree to which I look at these people and I'm like, okay, I can super see where things have gone that makes you feel so strongly there is no other choice.
Yeah.
There is no other choice. I have to divorce myself from feeling love or sadness or any feeling, really. It should all be about fucking as many women as I can, making all the money I can, making the women I have sex with financial assets of mine, et cetera, et cetera. It's all about domination. Yeah. I think it actually works perfectly for this. It's really sad because they're both instances where we're looking at this machine, we're seeing how it's hurting us, how it's completely guiding us against our nature, actually. And then we're like, well, what are you gonna do? That's the way it is. So yeah, watch that Louis Theroux documentary, everybody. But that's what I got out of it. Is it's a great reflection on what's going on right now, and it made kind of the ugliest parts of being a man feel seen. Yeah, I'll say there's moments in this. I can say I've definitely felt some of that. The shame of being unemployed, the feeling guilt, even if people tell you, well, you don't have anything to feel guilty about. You didn't do anything. Like, it doesn't really matter. There's too many other things going on that are making me feel like I'm, a piece of shit for doing that. So, what a great movie, guys. It's a good time.
Oh, yeah. Good movie. Let's see. What do I got? I mean, I definitely agree with most of your guys' things on here. So here's my thing. Okay, I brought up the article with the rep where they try to show a bunch of CEOs, right? Fortune 500s. And I did say that thing of like, I don't think it would work on them. And I think I still stand by that. Granted, I know like the main character, his whole thing is like, this is the kind of person you breed. These are the kind of people you breed and make in this kind of society where, no other choice. You gotta do what you gotta do to find a new job, get the position. Where everyone, even if everyone else is telling you, no, you gotta do the thing to stick with the company.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to claw and make your way back in, even if it ends up a murder.
Yeah.
So I think it's like you show them and maybe I gotta think about this a little bit more. But to me, it's like you're showing them to show like, hey, this is what you would push. This is what you're pushing people to, just murdering each other. I am so of the belief that I think they're okay with that. That I do believe they're okay with us fucking killing each other, right? If
Oh,
as long as
sir,
it doesn't affect your bottom dollar, dude, what do they care? Right?
let me tell you how not only it's actually worse than that, my guy, because
Yeah.
I think
they want that.
I think that the motivation to have the lowest class of society either kill themselves or kill each other
Yeah.
is not just something the Purge made up, guys. I think there's something to it. I think
one of the truest things I've ever seen, I've ever heard in the last few months is billionaires already know they're in a class war. They're just trying to convince us we're not.
Oh, yes, that's wholeheartedly the
100% the case.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to bring up. I'm not going to go into my whole thing. Satire is ultimately a futile thing because this isn't really satire. It's a black comedy and it is funny. It's really funny, you guys. That like I'm not gonna talk trash at all about like everything that goes into this film, the dialogue, the writing, and all that, because I think it's actually firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
It's funny. You love these characters. They're entertaining to watch. These scenes are amazing to like look at. They're so interesting. Like every shot is like the most interesting shot they could have done. It's a masterclass in that, at least to me. But it is that thing of ultimately futile. I don't like this idea that it would convince them is, I think, ultimately futile and what is ridiculous and almost farcical. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And to the point where I think Park Chan-wook knows this. And I think it's just a clever, funny marketing stunt. But I would also say the dangerous aspect now is I don't think regular viewers are going to get so much that, like, well, we have to. And maybe hopefully that people are angry enough that, like, yeah, we have to take out these CEO guys. We have to fucking upend the system.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know. I can hope.
It's certainly
I can hope.
preferable to us all axing each other. I'll say that.
Yes.
I would.
Yeah.
That's better.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, because you get that, like, even when he does the victory scream, it's quiet and it's hollow. Like, it's empty. Like, so many. This movie's so fucking good. As for, like, my denouement, because Ian already did his recommendation. Let's get into it. That is, and having said all that, I fucking love this movie. I think this movie's great. You should go watch this. You should go watch this movie. You should go watch his other movies. I haven't watched anything. I think he's just firing on all cylinders here, man. It's all good. It's all fucking great, and it's legitimately funny. Thanks. If I had to get a denouement, I feel like I've recommended it a million times before, but I'll say it again. I think You Should Leave by Boots Riley should be another film of you want to talk about the lengths we get to just to get a job, then maintain a job, and to crawl up in like this weird idea of the glass or this glass ceiling or this fictional ladder or climbing up the fictional corporate ladder. Man, I love that fucking movie. Go watch it.
It's one of my favorites. It's really good.
Same here. That's what I would recommend. Nick, for your denouement, what would you recommend? Let me say all this.
You know what? I think, especially since the movie was mentioned earlier, I mean, it would kind of be obvious for me to mention Parasite. So, and we did Mickey 17. So it's like, at this point, I mean, if people get a chance, I would recommend checking out Park Chan-wook's other film similar to this. I'm even down to his last movie, which was The Sympathizer, which was his own other black comedy. It was like a mini series, and Park Chan-wook like directs the first 3 episodes. But the idea is that you have a North Vietnamese spy serving the South Vietnamese, and then he flees to the U.S. after Vietnam War. And then he has to live in a community of South Vietnamese in California, in SoCal. And then it's like a story about him like hiding like amongst the U.S. like, and then reporting back to the communists. But it's cool. It's really good. Robert Downey Jr. is in it as like as like 2 characters in it. It's pretty wild. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
That
cool.
sounds really good.
Yeah, Sympathizer. Would recommend it.
Sympathizer. Right on. All right, cool. That'll do it.
That'll
We
do
got. Yeah, that's what we got.
Hey, did you like that podcast? We did.
You like that?
Right?
It was a good
Just for you.
podcast. Yeah, and that future clip in there.
Yep.
Yeah, we did it. I was gonna ask something about this fucking movie that I wanted your guys' thoughts on, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
We gonna rank it real quick, like put it in an order of some
No,
kind?
this isn't part of the months thing.
That's right. It's not a part of our
next month will be. We still have to decide. We could do that. We could do that now to close that off. What do you guys want the next Cartoon Network movie to be?
Ben 10. Oh,
you want a Ben 10?
Okay.
You want which one?
10?
Oh yeah,
Chris,
yeah. No,
the
Nick,
only one
we're doing
that
it now.
matters. The only one that matters, the live action Ben 10. Where
I
all
was
the
gonna
shit
say
starts.
the live action Ben 10.
It's literally when Cartoon Network goes to shit. Like,
yeah, okay, yeah. Like, what's it called?
It's just Ben 10, the movie, live act, like
2011, something like, I think.
Yeah, and then they announced a new Ben 10 live action movie on Netflix.
They did. I'm looking at a trailer for it.
So, mind you, you're looking at the first one, which was Race Against Time.
Okay.
Holy crap! 2007.
Yes.
Race Against Time.
Hold
Alex
on.
Winter.
It's not. That's not real. Okay, I thought for a second Tom Holland was going to be Ben 10, and I was like, "Come on, he's got enough."
It's Alex Winter.
It's Bill. It's a photo of Alex Winter in the.
It's Bill, yeah. Yeah, it's Bill.
Page.
Okay.
The man used to be a model for during the Bill and Ted times.
Yeah, he was 60.
Yeah. Okay. Ben 10, Race Against Time, 2007. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Wherever we can watch that, we're gonna have to find that somewhere. Maybe Tubi.
Oh, I'm sure
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Tubi because I feel like they put up a bunch of Cartoon Network stuff on there, right? So.
Oh yeah, probably so.
Yeah. Alex Winter, huh?
Yep. And then we went from the highest high of Cartoon Network to now we're gonna see exactly where they fuck it up, and then almost destroy the company.
Hey, destroy the company, please. I insist.
Yeah. The man directed Freaked.
Oh, that's a good movie, actually. That's what
I'm talking about.
Huh. Interesting.
He also directed Smosh the movie, so whatever. I've never seen it, but I've heard. He used to direct for Jimmy Kimmel. That's crazy.
Interesting.
Well, he directed the Andy Milonakis show.
Oh my god, I haven't thought of Andy Milonakis.
Well, that's what he's doing right before Race Against Time. He's doing the Andy Milonakis show. Nick, you want to talk about a blast from the past?
Mm-hmm. Andy Milonakis?
Yeah.
Andy Milonakis.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? He's fine. He finally does look a little bit different. He was looking very consistent for a long time. I'm
so scared to look up anything about him because I feel like there's got to be something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I mean, a professional comedian that looked 10 basically his whole life. I'm sure there was. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I do.
But I haven't looked up anything. I don't know anything yet. All I know is the Andy Milonakis show was a show on MTV that's there. And it had a really
legitimately
good
funny
theme song, and it had some funny stuff.
Yeah.
I think
Akon was gonna buy their house. Akon.
Dude, that whole thing, that's the skit that always stands up to me. Is just him telling the story of of the Ford.
Me and 3-6 Mafia. Yeah,
and I think that's like really fun. I'm so scared to look up or go back or I'm sure.
Yeah, shout out
We
to
never
me.
have to. We can be
But we never
ignorant
do. Because
forever.
what we're doing is
No.
we're going back to see Ben 10 Race Against Time, directed by Alex Winter. So
That's right.
that'll be next time.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
We're done.
Goodbye.
Chris, take everyone out. Bye.